Ladies and gentlemen, now it's only taken them 7.5 years, but it looks like today is the day, boys. Juggernaut is finally a pretty good champion. The buff to him, honestly, adds so much more utility and usability, while I think increasing his damage output by about 600%. So the really cool thing about Juggernaut now is he is very close to 100% uptime on Unstoppable. You can see like every single hit on the opponent gives us an Unstoppable buff, and each one of those increases our combat power gain rate and also attack by a certain bit as well. But you can also consume, I think it's 7 of them to avoid getting stunned or like reduce the ability accuracy of an opponent's stun. However, there is like one slightly annoying mechanic with this buff. So when he reaches maximum momentum, you can see he goes unblockable, but if you actually like attack into a block, then you lose all of your unstoppable, so you lose all the attack bonus, and then it puts them on cooldown for a period of, I think it's like 7 seconds. So yeah, the unblockable is something that you appear to want to avoid using, because it kind of just screws over your damage rotation. Sorry, I should have attacked in there to instantly punish but yeah, the fact that he's got like very close to 100% uptime and just like super easy access to Unstoppable is like crazy. Because you can use that to counter so many nodes like Masochism, Stun Immunity. So if you're a very good Mole Man player, or used to be before he got a slight adjustment, as Kabam would like to call it, then, you know, if you're very used to that, I think you're really, really going to enjoy playing the buffed up version of Juggernaut. So I got him 6-star rank 3 here. We are using suicide masteries as well. He seems to be like relatively suicide friendly. Like his health doesn't get butchered down that much in comparison to a lot of other characters. Then he's like a special 2 loop rotation, so it kind of fits in quite well with the playstyle. But yeah, it really is, in terms of like playing this character as well, if you're a bit of a noob like myself and you enjoy just smashing stuff, like that literally is the buffed up version of Juggernaut. It's like, congratulations, you're an unstoppable beast. You get to the special too. Look at those numbers, mate. Cool. Lovely. I mean, Juggernaut throwing out like 15k mediums. Look at us, boys. Look at us. We made it. Juggernaut, finally beast mode character. But again, the annoying thing is you want to go like super ham, but I'm also being super careful not to actually use the unblockable. It feels like more of an annoyance than a perk of the character. But yeah, there you go. Juggernaut, you know, he's throwing down those hits. I think I was like, what is it, 50, 60? They're 64. So again, pretty decent damage-wise, especially where you consider he was one of the largest noodles in the entire game for quite a considerable amount of time. And now, very comically, we've got Juggernaut versus Juggernaut here. So I'm just interested to see how this one is going to turn out. But again, he only gains the Unstoppable on, throwing out hits to the opponent. One thing I do need to get considerably better at, and I know somebody's probably going to mock me in the comment section for, is just kind of reacting. Oh, okay, so this is the annoying thing, again, just to like practically show you. I didn't really mean to do this, actually. But yeah, so if you use the Unblockable, again, you lose like all of your charges, and this can just lead to very annoying intervals where, you know, we just wouldn't have got any bonus from the special 2 there. just mash in, man, just mash in, just until the unstoppable ends. He does have a weakness though, and that weakness that he has is if he is suffering from any non-damaging debuff. So if he gets like an attack reduction or any debuff that doesn't deal damage, then he can't gain, I think it like breaks his gem and he can't gain Unstoppable. Also, just to show you a mechanic on the special 3 as well, you can stun the opponent for a period of time. But yes, the goal is to not use his unblockable. Maybe just because he's like so OP, he's got some bang tidy damage. They needed to give him something to, you know, rein the players back a little bit. But I also feel like playing Juggernaut, I want to feel unstoppable. I want to have this little thing holding me back. So I kind of just wish they'd remove this unblockable thing. There we go. Or just like, instead of putting everything on cooldown, maybe just the unblockable hit itself. That would be cool. But yeah, that's my only like slight annoyance. And to be fair, it's relatively mild, I must admit, in comparison to what this character is now and what he was before. It's certainly like one hell of an upgrade there. So yeah, we absolutely smashed through that Juggernaut matchup, looking really, really good. But let's move on to the Rhino matchup here. And again, we do have like the Nick Fury and Goldpool synergy, giving us like a little bit of healing at the start. But most matches, again, we only throw like what was it, a couple of special twos, and then we're pretty much done. And his ramp up is just so quick as well, you know. You just got to get to one special two, and then you've got your unstoppable buffs. You got the Fury kind of cracking on, and then you can just smash through it. Alright, let's dodge backwards. Throw another combo. And again, this Rhino, as some of you may or may not be aware, actually has some pretty high physical resistance. And a lot of our attacks here on Juggernaut are physical. So the damage, especially with the, class disadvantage as well, is a bit lower. However, that's still like a 35k crit on the end there. It's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. I'll very happily take that. Right, let's dash back. Chuck another 5 combo. Special 2. Oh, they just land. I would imagine as well, just considering the majority of his output appears, well, the base damage is still pretty good, but there's some really chunky numbers on those special 2s. Something like a power shield node or something that amplifies special attacks would be, yeah, really, really nice for Juggernaut. Got a 5 combo here. You can see, like, if you're playing aggressive, it's just very easy to maintain, like 8 to 10 stacks of the Unstoppable. And again, even if you do lose it all, it's really easy to just build up again. Providing that you didn't like dump absolutely everything that's on cooldown with like the what is it, the gem break-in, or using the unblockable hit. Right, smash through the storm. But yeah, like, as somebody that nowadays likes to use the suicide masteries a bit more, I'm heavily considering, even on the live version, because we are on the content creator beta today, like, I want to take this man up. I just see him being great for just powering through all sorts of quests. And also, one good thing about the uptime on Unstoppable as well is you just don't lose the distance, which again, in certain scenarios, can be really nice. Did I just take that special to the face? I did. Okay, well, you know, it is what it is. All part of a skilled player's gameplay. But you know, if you get this guy as like one of your first 5 stars, I see him being so good for a lot of new players. Just because, again, he's like really tanky. He's got like a massive health pool as well, and you can just make so many mistakes and still just instantly be able to recover. So yeah, I feel like for new accounts, man, Juggernaut's just going to be one of those champions that previously it was like, no, I've totally wasted all my shards, this is the worst day of my life. So, oh wow, like, I got Juggernaut, I can just tear through everything. There's one thing that, what was it? It's so funny that even like years later, one of the quests that people struggle on so much is like when they get to Masochism in Act 5. And like with the unstoppable counters, you can just ignore that node now. So you just power through it, not even need to worry about that. Be hitting like a truck. So yeah, I have a feeling Juggernaut is going to be pretty sick. Not to mention, he also just works so well for so much variant content for progressing players, because you got like the Mystic variant, you've got the XL variant, first one where you got the Mystic chapter as well, the Villains variant I think he falls under. So yeah, there's like a good amount of variant content. This guy probably has the ability just to power through quite nicely now. Maybe not great for all of the fights, but I think, you know, a good chunk he's probably going to be doing a solid amount of work. All those yellow jacket bosses, actually, if they're applying power stings and that's removing all of his stuff, might not be so great. But yeah, you see Realm Legends, man, he butchers through it now. Now, speaking of some variant content, I thought we'd dive into the final chapter of the Blood and Venom variant. So this is the one where you can only use, what is it, Mystic Champions and Symbiotes. So yeah, it fits in perfectly here. Not got any synergies on now. Not that there was really anything that big coming from the synergies that we had. Apart from Colossus allows you to start with 3 unstoppable buffs, but again, it's not really that big or significant. It's just so easy to ramp those up. Right, come on, mate. Fantastic. Does that get us to special 2? Oh, it does. I've just got a bit more power gain on the base. And also, one thing with the Awakened ability is you've got a chance per buff on him to nullify buffs on the opponent. So, like, he can gradually strip away at fights that maybe have buffs applying a bit more slower. And if you're really lucky on fights like Mordo or Hyperion, again, it's going to nip those power gain buffs as well. I think it's like a... Mine's only like Sig 20, so it's like a 2.3% chance per buff. So it's like 23, almost 25% per hit, which actually is pretty decent, man. So I don't know actually what the number is once you fully get it to max, but maybe like closer to 5% there potentially. So yeah, that's a pretty cool piece of utility added in via the Awakened ability. Let's go for the Star-Lord matchup here. I think we do have Hyperion after this, or the fight after that. It's like Colossus and Hyperion. And again, Colossus is probably another really good one to show him, like, stripping the buffs away. But yeah, this man just has friggin' unstoppable for days. They have actually made him the unstoppable Juggernaut, which I love. So I think Juggernaut fans are gonna be very, very happy with this update. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and would you actually rank up Juggernaut now? Because I kind of think I would. It seems like he's just so easy to use. You know, doesn't require any sort of team or synergy to really excel. It's just one of those champions that you can kind of plop in for certain fights. You know, if you need his unstoppable, his reverse control counter, because he still has that ability to bypass reverse controls, and those can be some of the most annoying fights in the entire game, even for veterans, just because you develop so much muscle memory for like evading attacks, and especially special attacks on like newer champions in certain ways. That oh no, I thought we had decayed a stack then. Yeah. I hate the unblockable. It's so annoying. Right. Well, that's a slight pain in the ass, but it is what it is. No. And now my special 2 doesn't line up, so I don't get the fury and the big damage. Such a sad time. I think actually if I what is it? If I accidentally unblockable, we should probably throw a special 1, I think is the way to go. Just to kind of get my power into the right place. There we go. Nice, very nice little takedown at the end. So it all worked out, man. It all worked out. You can see we've done like 3 fights already, so even without like the gold pull synergy going on there, he's still like very tanky and resilient. And I think the gem reduces the amount of damage that we take from debuffs. I'm not too sure if it also applies to the Suicide Masteries. I think it's something like 25%. I don't think it applies though, actually. Literally, the majority of the damage that we're taking is the recoil damage. Oh no, I made the mistake again. Oh, that's a pain in the arse. Right, I'm just going to have to chop this one off. Yeah, sorry, I was too busy thinking about looking at the numbers that I was healing from. Yeah, like we are getting net positive now on willpower. Look at that, 127, but we're only taking 93. So yeah, I think that is an effect. So yeah, actually heals a little bit from the Suicide Masteries as well. So very very friendly in terms of that interaction going on there. And let's go for the Hyperion fight. And I would imagine on the Invisible Woman fight, it's going to be absolute cheeks. So I think we'll show that fight just because it's really not going to be a good time for Juggernaut at all. Because again, if he gets access to like any non-damaging debuff, then loses like breaks his gem, and then he can't gain Unstoppable. So you know they've made it very easy for Science Champions to counter him. And he's certainly going to have his matchups where he's quite spicy and bit underwhelming. Oh no, I was trying to get like that off. Okay, we're doing all right, mate. We're doing all right. And again, he still has the staggers on the heavy attacks as well. Gosh, that was good. That was a really good takedown at the end. So yeah, if you want to be a bit more conservative on the power control, again, you could weave in some staggers just to keep Hyperion under wraps. But just to show you this fight is going to be like absolute cheeks, man. It's it's really not going to be a good time, I would imagine. But we'll see. There's also one other fight I was doing a bit of testing. Angela in the Cosmic class, because she applies like armor breaks. The Invisible Woman has this every time she goes invisible. So then it gives you like an attack debuff on also like these ones as well. So yeah, I can't really do that much to Invisible Woman. Then she breaks her thing again, and yeah, it's just so you know there are some clear, just you know, give you both ends of the spectrum. There are some fights that like Juggernaut is absolutely going to rock, and there are fights where you just don't want to use him because there is a non-damaging debuff. But I think that's like a good level of balance for the character, especially a character that's so good individually. And you know, you can just like plop into really any team depending on like what kind of utility you need on that path. So overall, I think the Juggernaut buff is pretty damn impressive. You know, it gives him a lot of great uses. That Unstoppable is by far the most powerful in the game. You know, he has immunity to reverse controls, which as well is very, very powerful in the right scenario. The fact that the Unstoppable buffs stack up to 10, and you also get the Fury as well, any sort of node or scenario that kind of plays into the fact that you're gaining lots of buffs quickly, maybe gives you additional buffs or some sort of attack rating scaling, this guy's probably going to be like stupidly good for, because he's just got such an easy access to increasing his buffs there. So yeah, he's also got stagger, a little bit of buff control as well. Overall, he's just like a very well-rounded champion in terms of utility. So yeah, I think you know, if I were to pass some sort of judgment, I'd say that this Juggernaut definitely has some strong god tier potential. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.